Okay, we are live. It is Sunday night and I'm ready to go. I'm gonna hang out here and let you guys come on in and let's get a banner up. I was just recording Reset Monday, which is Preset Monday. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And yes, I pre-recorded Reset Monday for tomorrow to just one less thing that makes me rush around. So you still get the same messaging, but just in a little pre-recorded format. So hang tight, I'll be right back. All right. Okay, so hey, Peace Squared, how are you? How's everything? Are you feeling better? Because you got sick too, didn't you? I hope you are on the mend. Hit that thumbs up for me, please. I would appreciate it. And how are you liking this cool fall weather? It's 67 degrees. It just is not a summer day, but I've had a lot that I've had to get done today inside the house. So I guess sometimes a little gratitude for that, right? So yeah, I'm still coughing just a little bit. So I'll be doing my mute for you guys. But yeah, it is a weird day. I mean, yesterday was like, what, 85, 90, and yeah. So it's and then last week, I forgot what day it was last week. And I said, boy, it was like spring, summer, and fall every 10 minutes. It was maybe last Saturday or Sunday. It was crazy. So yeah, so good to see you here. So we are talking about, we've got the 4th of July coming up here. If you're tuning in from the US, and that is our Independence Day. So so we're talking about what does it mean when you go to all these parties, and how can you take care of your health when you go attend events where, you know, everybody's bringing a dish and you cannot guarantee that people are going to bring anything healthy. So yeah, it was chilly. I know. I've been inside all day, although I'm a little warm now. I got a tank top on and I'm ready to go stand outside and cool off. There's a hedgehog or whatever you call him running through the backyard, and he's destroying my neighbor's garden. And so I've got to make sure I get mine protected. I got to fix my fence. I think there's a hole in my garden fence. So make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button for me. Share this out. I would appreciate it. In fact, let me go share it out on my end. And sorry, guys. Try to hit that mute button and then it just hits me. So let's create a post. Join us live now. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about not derailing your health. And I do have some, I'm going to pull up some slides here. Oh, wait, not screen share. I'm going to pull this up here. And let me just go back here for a second. So just to preface, so this is, I'm going to show you some slides that this is a workshop that I created many years ago on how to take best care of yourself during any holiday season. So this is mostly written for like the Christmas holidays, but this goes for anything. Anytime there's a celebration where there's, you know, people are gathering and there's a lot of food and you just don't know what's going to show up. So I thought this would be a great time to go through it and just talk about what really means, what means a lot to me that I think that you need to be, you know, that you could be connecting with, that could be helpful for you as well as you come into this time. So we will, let's see, add that to the stage. And I think, let's see. So what I don't know is present video file, share screen. That's that one. Oh, that. Okay. Sorry, I'm just playing around with the. Okay. Do. That one. Okay. All right. So now on these slides, so there's 7 keys here, and these 7 keys, if you can. Sorry about that. If you can start to implement these into your daily life, then they just become very seamless as you go into different holiday seasons or different celebrations with people, so that you can make sure that you're keeping your nutritional tank full. The biggest premise, and I always use that term, keep your nutritional tank full. Utilize it like a bank account. Make deposits. If you make too many withdrawals and you overdraw, that's where we get sickness and ill health, inability to heal quickly. But if we're making good, healthy deposits, fueling the tank with good nutritional, high nutritional foods and drinks, then this is how we can improve our longevity, make sure we have more energy, make sure we have more vitality, we're sleeping better, we're just living a better life. And we live longer, healthy, we live more healthy years longer. So in today's world of chronic illness, most people are living more years sick, and then they die. The idea is that you want to be able to live most of your years healthy before you die, because none of us are getting out alive. But how are you going to spend that time? So let's make sure that we are fueling your tank with good, high quality nutrients. And so these guidelines are actually going to help you to do that. So the first key when you get to an event is you want to survey the room. You want to see what's there. There have been times, so my brother's big July 4th party is coming up on Thursday. And there have been times when I've gone, and I always bring food, which you'll see that's one of the principles. There's been times when I've gone and people, the only thing that showed up was like cookies, cakes, and desserts. So you have to be very mindful and very careful when you go into events like that not everybody's going to bring something healthy. Not everybody's going to bring something that's even like worthy of calling a meal. And this becomes the problem, because I think as we get into some holidays, many people just use the holidays as an excuse for, poor eating, poor quality eating. And it's inevitable that I don't know how many trays of red, white, and blue cookies and cupcakes are going to show up on Thursday. But I'm like, that doesn't even look good. Like it, again, red food dye, blue food dye, I don't know what plants those come from. It's all synthetic. It's just a pile of sugar and fat. So those kinds of things don't throw me at all. And I'm always amused when I see multiple packages of those show up because people thought, they were fun, or I don't even know. So I feel like if you're the person showing up with the store-bought red, white, and blue frosted cookies and cupcakes, I feel like you're probably better off just coming with nothing. Like, try a little harder, okay? And I say this with love because nobody eats them. We end up throwing them away every time because they're just left over on the table. No one eats them. So choose wiser. So when you want to choose your calories, yes, that's true. Absolutely, P squared. So what I was saying is on Survey the Room is also if there's, and I'm using my brother's party as an example. So there'll be a big long table of food. And you don't want to start at one end and not know what's at the other end. You really should survey what's on that table, because that way, if there is something overly indulgent that you just have to have, because maybe it's the one time a year that you have this, whatever it is, then you want to know that maybe it's on the table and you don't want to fill your plate with a bunch of other garbage, but save your calories. Again, you're going to make a withdrawal. You want to save it for that thing. So survey the room, survey the table, make sure you're just choosing very wisely. Don't just eat all the garbage and derail yourself. So like the top one or two things that that strike you, and are those calories worth it? Are they worth the withdrawal that you're going to make? I personally, because I've been sick and I still have this lingering cough many weeks later, I have been even more diligent about what I'm eating, how I'm eating, my fluid intake. I always drink a bunch of water, but it's even more important to me that I'm even more mindful. So I'm already mindful, but I'm stepping up my game even more because something's still lingering if I'm still coughing. So if you have any kind of chronic health issue, you want to be mindful of this all the time. So fill up on the veggies, and don't hang out near the table. It's kind of like, you hang out in somebody's kitchen during a party and all the food is there and you graze and you eat and you talk, you graze and you talk and you graze and you talk. And you don't even really know how many calories you've consumed. So that's almost the kiss of death, is to talk over the table or talk at the table. So get your food, walk away. So, hey, Uncle Al, thanks for jumping in here. Appreciate you. This is also a tip to make sure you're eating before the party. Don't save your calories for the party. Make sure you are eating before the party. Now, I was in Florida at my good friend's 50th birthday party, and I didn't, hold on. I ate a very light lunch because there was going to be lobster and steak and crab legs and sushi. Like there was going to just all this, everything was super high quality. So that was a time when I did save my calories. And then I just had a little bit of each protein, and it was really wonderful. But in general, don't save your calories because not every party is going to be like that. And if you can remember why you're going to the party, really it's an opportunity to connect with people and not the food. So use it as an opportunity to really deepen and connect with your friendships and your relationships. And if you're going to a party hungry, you will definitely gorge. This is like going to the grocery store hungry. What ends up in your cart? And you get up to the front and you're like, oh my God, I don't need all of this. And so you've just wasted a bunch of money and a bunch of time and a bunch of energy on food that you don't need because you went to the grocery store hungry. So same thing with the party. You're going to show up and there's going to be all this crazy food there. You're going to be hungry and you're not even going to care. You probably won't even taste it. And you're going to feel disgusting after, right? So remember how you feel after you gorge. Now, this is my secret weapon. Always bring a dish to the party. Make sure it's something you like, and make sure that it's something that you'll eat lots of if you don't have worthy choices, and make sure it's something healthy. So, as I said, I always bring my kale salad to my brother's party, and people want it. They want the kale salad. There were a couple years I showed up and people asked me about it, and I was like, I better not show up with the kale salad. And it's always the first thing to go. So it's really interesting to me how people will bring junk food, but then they'll look forward to the healthy things that I bring. So, maybe you can start a trend too. The other thing that I do, my little secret thing, and I won't do this at a lot of parties, but because this is like a backyard party, it's many hours, there's a band playing, it's on the lake. So I like to go and make sure that I'm self-sufficient. So I will bring my kale salad. I might make some, I will definitely make hummus, and I might put some on the table, but in my cooler, I will have grilled chicken. I'll have my hummus. I'll have sliced cucumbers. I will have all the food that I deem are worthy of me eating, so that I don't get caught in the trap of, if there's something on the table, I'm forced to eat that. And again, there's been years when I haven't touched anything on the table except my kale salad. And I've made sure that I am flush with good, healthy food in my cooler. So that's another trick. If you're going to some kind of a, an outdoor potluck, just don't be afraid to put something healthy in your own cooler so that you have it there for yourself. It's just a really great way to travel through the summer. Sorry, guys. Okay. Limiting alcohol intake. Now, we don't drink alcohol for our good health at all. However, you should be very mindful of what you are drinking. So, a lot of alcohol, like the hard alcohol, vodka, tequila, those kinds of things, they get adulterated with sweeteners, mixers, high sugar mixers. So you want to avoid that kind of thing. It's not. I'm not sitting here saying like you just don't want to gorge and you want to be mindful. So if you're going to have alcohol, I usually just say like, I usually stick with like tequila, vodka, soda, a little squeeze of lime, something like that. It's simple, it's clean. It also isn't very heavy during the hot summer days. So just be mindful of that, and what you're drinking, how much you're drinking, because you can become really dehydrated really fast. You can feel very bloated, and it can cause you to just feel really like very, very poorly. This is where like hangover 101 comes in. Lots of alcohol. The alcohol alone dehydrates you. Then you're outside, it's summer, you're sweating. That's more dehydration. And that's, we end up getting a whole bunch of, hangovers going on from there. So limit your alcohol intake. Just be really mindful of what you're doing there. And water. So water is our magical drink. As you know, I'm always talking about my smoothie straw, and that's what I drink out of, so I can get the most amount of water at all times. So make sure you are constantly hydrating, especially, daily in the summer. You're out in the sun, in the wind. We move a lot more. We're exercising a lot more. You need that water. Water is critical to hydrating all of our cells. It helps to flush out impurities, heavy metals, toxins. If you don't have a safe way to remove toxins from your body and those toxins stay in the system, we get more chronic disease. So you'll have more brain inflammation, more joint inflammation. This is where you can get more brain fog. You can, if you're trying to lose weight, it's very difficult to lose weight if you're not hydrating. I have many patients who are chronically constipated. They have symptoms of IBS or Crohn's or colitis, and they don't drink enough water. You guys, you have to drink water to move the shit out of your body, literally. So don't be afraid to drink water. And this whole notion of, I don't like to drink water. I don't care. You are water. Drink water. It is life. Water is life. So don't be afraid to drink water. And if you don't like water, just do it, because you are water. Someone at some point told you you don't like water. And there's many reasons. People will say, well, I pee too much. Yes, that's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to pee. Like, just do it. Like, it's okay. You will cure so many of your ailments if you just hydrate. If you feel thirsty, you are already dehydrated. It is the number one cause of fatigue and headaches. So critical that you get your fluid in. So if you're like, oh, how much water do I drink? At least half of your body weight in ounces of water. And again, if you're trying to lose weight, this will help. So avoiding the damaging substances. I usually say my top 3 rules are no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or colors. But you got to add sugar in there too. So these are probably the biggest kiss of death for any health issue. It creates more inflammation. It causes inflammatory brain issues. It damages the gut microbiome. It tricks your brain. If it's the artificial sweeteners, trick your brain into thinking that you have had sugar. So when the brain, so let's say you eat something or drink something with artificial sweetener, and then you the brain, processes it and then goes, wait a minute, that wasn't actually sugar. And so then it goes and it pushes you. It's a craving. It pushes the craving. It's like, wait, I thought that was sugar. Give me actual sugar. And so these are the carbivores. So these are the people who are, you're eating a bagel or a donut or a bunch of bread and washing it down with a Diet Coke because you still want the carbohydrates. So that's is completely incongruent. So just eliminate the artificial sweeteners, eliminate the soda consumption altogether, and be super mindful of the fashion drinks. Is what I'm trying. So like the Gatorades, not even the Gatorades, but like the Powerades, Celsius. There's a whole bunch of them out there. They're expensive, and they usually have some level of artificial sweeteners in them. Sucralose is a really big one that doesn't necessarily have to be labeled as an artificial sweetener. So avoid that at all costs. If you are drinking something and it tastes sweet, but the label says no carbs or low carbs, guaranteed it's got an artificial sweetener in it. Now, people ask me about stevia, and I'll be there in a second. Stevia is from a plant. You can grow it, you can dry the leaves, you can make your own stevia, you can grind it down. The problem with stevia is that it gets highly processed into products like Truvia. And Truvia is usually, I think it has erythritol in it. So Truvia and all its other forms, any big brand like that, they're mixing it with erythritol, which is a sugar alcohol. So it cuts the cost. It's a lot cheaper to produce than just giving you pure 100% stevia leaf, which is what you should be looking for. So if you want stevia, it has to be pure, 100% pure stevia leaf, not Truvia from a packet. And again, if you're like, what about this? What about that? If it says 100% pure stevia leaf, then yes. If it has anything else, if it has more than one ingredient, the answer is no. So there you go. Bourbon and rose water. So Uncle Al, I drink orange blossom water. I put that in, I'll do vodka or tequila with soda and rose water and ice, and it is yummy. So, or not rose water, orange blossom water. So just all of those little tips and tricks. Okay, other things to avoid, highly processed meats and highly processed fats, refined foods, breads, bagels, pastas, snack foods, butter substitutes. You want to avoid these fake butters, the vegan butters. They're full of seed oils, which are very inflammatory, very damaging to the gut microbiome. They actually cause heart disease. They will cause inflammatory brain. They'll cause joint aches and pains because of the increased inflammation. So you really want to just eat butter. If you're like, if you're thinking, well, I don't like butter, or I don't eat butter because I'm vegan or whatever, use coconut oil, use olive oil. But avoid these smart balances. They're not smart at all. They are not balanced. They are highly, highly damaging. So, and foods that have low and no nutritional value, those are going to be your highly processed foods. Like just think, donut. So pasta, snack foods, packaged foods, highly processed foods, all of those things, very damaging for you. So how are we going to make this work? So you show up to the event, there's all this food, and you're not necessarily you don't know where to start. So instead of grabbing a giant plate and piling it huge, just get a small plate and just take your time, get foods that take a long time to digest, that are hard to chew, slow to digest. What does that sound like? That sounds like vegetables. That sounds like my kale salad. That's really what you're looking for, so that you're getting a full profile of nutrients without breaking your bank. You can have a smaller plate with higher quality, nutritionally dense foods on it and do much better in an environment like that than a larger plate with a bunch of highly processed foods on there. So, the mac and cheese, the cheesy potatoes, there's always these cheesy potatoes always make an appearance, and they're made with Velveeta. So that, first of all, I don't know who makes them, but they buy the because I asked, I'm like, oh, how'd you make those? Because I'm kind of nosy like that. So, and yes, Middle Eastern food, Uncle Al, that's my heritage. So the cheesy potatoes always make an appearance. So that they came from a bag, first of all, the potatoes, because they're perfectly cubed. So so they are the bagged potatoes that have chemicals in them from, it's a preservative, so that they're shelf stable. So they use that. And then Velveeta. And then Velveeta, yeah, which is like one molecule away from plastic. And then they have crushed potato chips on top, and then they're baked. Like it's like so disgusting to even think of how many chemicals are in that plate. I wouldn't feed it to the dog. And if you're somebody, you're like, I love those cheesy potatoes with Velveeta, I'm sorry. So I'm so sorry for you. We need to talk about your health choices. So anyway, so complex carbohydrates, protein will fill you up. Things with protein and fiber will fill you up, which is why I always bring hummus, because it's nutrient dense. And then I'll bring cucumbers and other vegetables to dip into it. And it's really, really filling. So, and the sesame oil, the sesame tahini, which is ground sesame seeds, is very, so it's just oil. It's just ground sesame seed oil or paste, I guess. So that is also, good, healthy fat that is very filling. So, it's another simple way to make sure that you're getting your satiation and not breaking your bank. And then healthy fats, avocados, olives, nuts, seeds. I put olives and sunflower seeds in my kale salad. So, and chew parsley and mint. Yeah. So, such a great idea. And especially because I eat so much garlic, I'm constantly outside grabbing mint from my garden, and I chew that and swallow it. And that is one of the best ways to get rid of garlic breath, is to chew fresh mint and swallow it. So there's your tip. Here's your garlic tip for the day. All right, you guys. So if you follow these tips, what you won't feel is bloated, tired, cranky. You won't feel brain fog. You won't be mad at yourself the next day or even that night. You won't feel fat, right? How many of you walk away from the party and you go, I feel terrible, I feel fat, right? You won't feel like that. You won't feel bloated. And you'll feel like actually getting up and doing something the next day, rather than feeling like tired and you just want to lay on the couch because you just indulged and ate way too much and drank way too much. So cucumber mint tomato salad, 100%. Also with my favorite dressing. So olive oil, fresh lemon juice, fresh pressed garlic, lots of it, and then fresh chopped mint in the dressing. You just shake that, and you can keep that in your refrigerator. That'll last you a good week, or however often you eat salads. I eat salads like every day, so that'll last me 3, 4, 5 days. But that's a Lebanese salad, is the cucumber, tomato, and then with the you might do a little bit of feta cheese in there, but then with the garlic, the garlic and lemon dressing. So yummy. So yummy. So how you will feel. I think this is what everybody strives for, right? You're going to feel hungry less often. So if you have something good, high quality earlier on the night, you're good for the rest of the night. You don't even have to eat anything the rest of the day. You'll have way more energy. I don't have it on here, but you'll sleep better. You'll feel so much better because you're not weighed down, and you'll have a greater quality of sleep, and you'll lose weight and you'll keep it off. This is the key, is that, what I'm saying to do from the perspective of avoidance when it comes to these parties. These are just daily habits that you should really implement, because if you do, you're going to feel so much better. That's what we want overall. So when you're healthier, when you are filling your tank, you have a much better chance of warding off disease and healing from anything, as well as staving it off. So keep that in mind. It's about being healthier for the long term. And you'll feel like you have more control over your life. And when you do that, you'll be happier, better self-esteem, better confidence. This is the way we all should be living. It's not that difficult. It just requires that we make some simple choices. So, I always say no one can care more about you than you. And that's why I like to bring you guys the information. But then what do you do with it from here? You have to implement it. I gave you, if your one takeaway, just put in the comments your one takeaway from this. And if you can also remember no artificial sweeteners, flavors, and colors, you'll crush it. I mean, you will crush the game of health and life. And then drink water, right? No artificial sweeteners, flavors, colors, drink water. You will solve so many problems if you can just oblige by that. So you have the power to make wiser choices, and it starts with you. So how I ended my TED Talk when I did that in 2022 was I said, start today. It's not going to be perfect. And then start again tomorrow. So that's it. No one's expecting perfection from anybody. We just want you to start and start again. That's what life is about, is forward progress. So keep that in mind. And I hope you found that helpful. Problem is that food, women, my friends and family are trying to fix me up. Got a bunch of crazy women on your hands, Uncle Al. That makes for a fun party, doesn't it? When you're constantly trying to be fixed up and then you're like trying to dodge out of there. Yeah, fun stuff. Mm-hmm. Yes, I know that story all too well. P squared. I'll never be drinking tequila with you. It doesn't like me. Hey, there are plenty of other alcohols or none, right? You don't need to have anything. That's the takeaway is you don't need to have any. Because remember what I said, these parties are the opportunity to connect with people. So that's what you're looking for is, think about it like it's the connection with the people, not the food. Unless, of course, you are Middle Eastern, because in Arabic culture, it is all about the food. It's all about the people too. But we do, food brings us all together, right? it's such a huge presentation of between the food and the food and the bread and the food. Like, it's so crazy, So food does bring people together. I will say that. But not crappy food. Good food brings people together. How's that? Let's just reframe that for ourselves, right? So, yeah. So do you guys have any plans this weekend? What is your plan? And how do you plan on making sure you're not derailing? So Uncle Al's got a bunch of drunken women. That doesn't sound like a great situation at all. I'd be like, feigning illness or something just to avoid it, I think, right? I don't know. Let's see how you do there. Thankfully, I go to these parties, and that's not necessarily where people want to set me up. So usually if people want to set me up, I'm in a situation where I can like skate out real quick. No plans, quiet time. Love that. That's great. Yep. I've got a big event here on Thursday. We always do a parade and picnic here in my neighborhood. We have a picnic down in the park. The kids decorate their bikes. The people come with their dogs decorated, and we have the fire trucks show up, and we blast cheesy Americana music, and we just do a big walk around the sub, and then we go down into the park. We got a big park and a lake, and we have this just a huge, I call it the epitome of Americana party. And we have food and people come down and we do, sack races, egg toss, the 3-legged race. We do toilet paper, when you wrap each other in toilet paper and the first one to get rid of their roll wins, like that kind of stuff. It's so crazy. Like it's so fun. Like I say, it's the epitome of Americana. He'll have a bandana. He'll be handsomely dressed in a bandana, and I'll have a couple balloons on his collar. So yeah, it's super fun. I'm sure you'll see pictures for sure. So yeah, you going to any parades or anything? Mm. Yeah, I just want to stop coughing. That's really what my goal is. Yeah. And then we have our big annual party on Saturday on the lake, and it's so much fun. And I think that's where I'm going to leave Bentley home because, he loves the lake and he runs around, but then after a while, it's kind of a pain. So there's definitely a parade in Brighton. Yes, you should go. There's a Milford parade, and yeah, super fun. Yeah. Yeah. Go take the dog. And I'm sure he would be, him or your husband, right? Get the dog out there. Get him socialized. I think you're pretty good about socializing your dog though, right? Am I okay? I had to think about me unmuting myself. Hey, Dr. Jen, how's it going? It is, oh my gosh, it is Sunday. I was like, it's Saturday. What are you talking about? Oh my God. I need another day. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's so great. P squared. Yeah. They have to, right? And that's how Bentley is. Like they're very well trained, and they're very well socialized. That's so important with dogs. And except at the office, he's still a bit of a lunatic. I feel like I'm just constantly training him, and he's constantly just unlearning everything that I'm training him. So I might have to get the trainer back out to the office and help me with a little bit of naughtiness, I would say. So yeah, anyway, do you guys have any questions for me with regards to the holidays, what's coming up? Let me think. We will not be doing Chiropractic is Sexy this week. Dr. Erica is out of town, and I am in town, but I will be parading and partying and all that fun stuff. So, oh God, that's right, Uncle Al, you're in the desert. Whew, I would love that, actually. I'd be okay with that. Send some of that heat our way. Yeah, I think I'm going to jump off so I can stop coughing. It really, I'm okay until I start talking too much. So, yes, I'm having an Uncle Al moment for sure. Hey, Haig, how are you? All right, I'll stay on a minute because Haig showed up. We're just, I'm trying not to cough. So I made a huge pot of chicken broth again today because it really does help. I ran out, and I also did a video on how I make my chicken broth. You guys want to know how I make my chicken broth? It's secret, ancient Chinese secret. So it is, yep. Thank you so much. I appreciate you jumping in. Yeah, I always appreciate some people just popping in and out. That's okay too. So yeah, thank you so much. But yeah, so I've got a video that I have to edit tonight, and I'll get that up. Just talking about chicken broth, how it is healthy for you. Should be drinking it, almost daily, even if you aren't having a cough or a cold. Yes, P squared. P squared knows the secret. Chicken feet. Yes, 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 yes. So it's either gonna people are either gonna be like, that's awesome or that's gross. But if you know, you know, right? If you know, you know. Yeah, I appreciate you coming in to say hi. Yep, no problem. So, I mean, if you only have a minute to stay, it's not like I'm going to just go, quick, let's get out of here. Hike showed up. Oh, Lord. Oh, my gosh. You'd think I don't know. I got to figure it out. Okay. Yeah. So quick run, hikes here. If you did not hit the thumbs up button, please do that. I would highly, highly appreciate that. And does help the algorithm so that we can hit the thumbs up and please share. So and I do have Reset Monday. I did a little bit of tomorrow's going to be a little bit of Reset Monday. I expanded on Reset Monday today. So going through the principles tomorrow a little bit more quickly. But yeah, so just wanted to make sure that I condensed it down because it's really good information. So make sure that you share that video tomorrow with anybody who you're going to be partying with, that you're going to be connecting with. Maybe it's somebody who's having a party. Maybe it's somebody you know who is always brings the crappy stuff to the party. Maybe that's who you need to share the tomorrow's Reset Monday with, or Preset Monday with, right? So Asian chicken broth, ginger, green onions, and I got to add ginger to that. That's what I got to do. Thank you for that. Completely forgot about the ginger. I have some in the freezer. So I take ginger and I peel it and then I slice it and then I freeze it on a flat sheet and then throw it in a jar and keep it in the freezer. So then it doesn't become a rotted mess in the bottom of the vegetable drawer. I do that with turmeric too. I could probably add both of those in there. Yeah, good stuff. So thank you for that. And a lemon. I have to throw a lemon in there. I also threw a bunch of garlic in there as well. So don't forget the garlic, Uncle Al. And I'll probably add the green onion. I usually add that when it's hot, and then I chop them fresh, and then I put those in while it's fresh. So you still get that green oniony flavor. Good stuff. I'll be curious after I post the chicken broth video as to how, if you watch it, what you would add to it. Yeah, help me make it more Asian besides the ginger, which I'm going to do now, which is not in the video because I completely forgot. So you can make a comment and make that in there too. So yeah. So all right, you guys, I'm going to let you all go, and I'm going to go cough my brains out and chill out for the rest of the night so I can get a good night's sleep and have an amazingly productive day tomorrow. So check out Reset Monday tomorrow, 9:40. And again, please share that with somebody who you know who's going to bring crappy stuff to a party that needs to not do that. We will not see you for Chiropractic is Sexy, but I'll be back here next Sunday for Sunday night Q&A. All right, you guys, have an amazing 4th, and I appreciate you all being here and supporting me, and we will chat soon. See you later. Bye.